Okay,
Morning,
so
sir.
now
Good afternoon, sir.
let's discuss All the World's a Stage poetry by William Shakespeare. Let's have a pre-reading activity and then we'll move on to the text. William Shakespeare was an English poet, playwright, and actor. Playwright means, it's dramatist, widely regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and the world's preeminent dramatist. He is often called England's national poet and the bard of Avon. Bard means a boy, an individual, person. His extant works, including collaborations, consist of approximately 38 plays, 154 sonnets, two long narrative poems, and a few other verses, some of uncertain origin. The problem with Shakespeare's work is that you can't, in a clear-cut fashion, say that these are the works of Shakespeare, because during those days, documentation was a big problem, and many even say all the works are not written by Shakespeare; it is just attributed to him due to lack of uh, known authorship. So that is what is meant by uncertain authorship. His plays have been translated into every major living language and are performed more often than those of any other playwright. So Shakespeare is one such playwright whose works are translated to almost all the documented languages in the world, and that's why he is known as the greatest dramatist. And apart from that, since all his works are beyond any time, okay, it's timeless. What you say, this present poetry also, All the World's a Stage, though it was written in the 16th century, even now when you study, you feel that it is relevant today. That is why he is that famous. That is the reason why all his works or most of his works are translated to many languages. And he is one such author whom could we say that only author whose works are translated to many languages. The prophecy of his great contemporary, the poet and dramatist Ben Jonson, that Shakespeare was not of an age, but for all time, has been fulfilled. So, this is what Ben Jonson says about Shakespeare. He is not of one age, but all time. One age means many a times our idea or concepts are relevant to only one particular timeline. For example, monarchy. Monarchy was relevant only till 16th, 17th century. After that, due to industrial revolution, we started questioning monarchy, and now it is not timeless. It is it refers to the older times, whereas Shakespeare's works are do not have any time limit. Even today, if you study, you feel that it is relevant today. Note on the poem. All the World's a Stage is the poem that begins with a monologue. Monologue means where only one person speaks. Dialogue, where two people are involved in a conversation. From William Shakespeare's play, As You Like It. So, this expression, All the World's a Stage, is taken from Shakespeare's own play, As You Like It, spoken by the melancholy Jacks in Act 2, Scene 7. So be aware of this information because you may get this question in MCQs during the main exam. The speech compares the world to a stage and life to a play and catalogues the 7 stages of man's life, sometimes referred to as the 7 ages of man. So these are the 7 stages that Shakespeare talk about in his poetry, and it is relevant even today. Infant, schoolboy, lover, soldier, justice, pantaloon, and old age facing imminent death. So it's better to be aware of the glossary because you get to know in what context he has used these words. Merely means just, mewling, crying, puking, vomiting, satchel, a small bag for carrying school books, woeful, very sad, pard ear means leopard, cannon, a big gun that fired cannon balls made of iron, capon, very big and fat, oaths, solemn promises, justice, judge, slippered, wearing indoor shoes. Pantaloons, a funny old man on whom other people play tricks. Pouch, a soft fold of loose skin that hangs down as a result of illness or old age. Hose, tight fitting leg coverings. Shank, legs from the knee to the ankle. Treble, a high voice. Oblivion, forgetting everything and being forgotten by everybody. Sans, pronounced like some a French word meaning without. So you should be aware of these questions for better understanding of the text. So now we will move on to the text as such. Poetry 10, All the World's a Stage by William Shakespeare. So all the world's a stage means you may have come across this when you have watched films or when you have read certain books. So the gist of this is the entire world is like a stage, a platform where all of us are playing the role of different actors. We are all mere actors and we are being controlled by a director. So actors perform according to the directions of the director only, right? Similarly, we too are performing according to the directions of God. That is what it means in simple terms. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women are merely players. They have their exits, and entrances. And one man in his time plays many parts. His acts being 7 ages. So Shakespeare says this: the entire world is like a stage, a platform, and we, both male and female, men and women, are just actors. We are not doing on our own. We are just directed by God. That is the director. They are their exits and entrances. Means they say the Shakespeare tries to convey that who comes into our life and who exits from our life, it's everything is predetermined. Some people exit and some people enter, and one man in his time play many parts, his act being 7 ages. So he says an individual person, though he is mentioned as man, it refers to both man and women. When he says one person, villain will be playing their respective roles. Whereas as human beings in this big stage, each of us will be playing different roles. What are the roles he mentions here? His acts being 7 ages, means 7 types, 7 ages. At first, this is the first stage every one of us have passed through, and we will also experiencing it. At first, the infant mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. So first stage of anybody's life is infant stage, where all of us puke. Mewling means cry, puking means vomiting in the nurse's arms. Nurse's arms means those who take care of the small babies. It could be mother also, it could be some caretaker also. Then the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail, unwilling to school. So the next stage is that of an infant stage, where even we have experienced this. Even we were hesitant to go to schools. We were crying. We were avoiding going to schools, and how the very expression shows creeping like a snail shows that the student is unwilling to go to school. And then the lover, sighing like furnace, with a woeful ballad made to his mistress' eyebrow. Then the next stage is of the youth, where people fall in love, okay, and we are brimming with energy. Sighing like furnace means making sound like a furnace, hot furnace, with a woeful ballad made to his mistress' eyebrow. Means he will be trying to impress his beloved. Then a soldier full of strange oaths and bearded like the part, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation. The next stage, first stage is infant, next is a schoolboy, next is lover, and fourth comes soldier. They will ask you the sequence. Then a soldier, as a soldier, we are all energetic and bearded like a pard, means bearded like a leopard, it says. Means it shows, it denotes the image of an angry young man, full of strange oaths and beard. Full of strange oaths means what? Many times you feel that ideas of the youth are not normal, or it's deviating from the normal. It's strange. So that is what he mentions. Jealous in honor means in this stage, let's say between 20 to 25, or 25 to 30, people will be in that stage where they want to make themselves a name for themselves. That is what it says. Jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation. So in this period, 20 to 30, one where any individual will be wanting for name, and is angry minded, and is ready to fight. Even in the cannon's mouth, seeking the bubble reputation, even in the cannon's mouth means what? Even many people are ready to die for the name. And even those who believe in revolution also, they are ready to sacrifice their life only in this period. If you find soldiers also and people involved in a lot of organizations also, most of them are belong to youth in this range, 20 to 30, because after 30 they will be matured enough to distinguish between what is correct and what is incorrect. So he says the youth is so strong, the strength of the youth is so strong that even ready to take the cannons, means bullets or bombs, towards them. And then the justice in fair round belly, with good cape and lined, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise sauce and modern instances, and so he plays his part. So after this soldier's stage, means he is talking about the mentality, human beings' mentality. He's not telling that all of them will become a soldier. He's talking in terms of mentality. Then after the soldier stage, what happens? The justice in fair round belly means human beings stop giving a lot of importance to their body. okay, because they are too much occupied with their work, and they do not give too much importance to their physical fitness. That's why he says, in fair round belly, the belly becomes round, with good capon lined with eyes severe, and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances, and so he plays his part. So he says, in this stage, human beings are very much matured enough, and they are dressed properly. Though they do not give too much of importance to their physique, they are wise enough. They're mainly focusing on their mind, knowledge. The sixth stage shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloons with spectacles on the nose and pouch on side, his youthful hose well saved a world too wide for his shrunk shank and his big manly voice. Turned again toward childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. So he says the sixth stage, what happens? The sixth stage, man becomes old, man grows old, any human being becomes old. Shifts into lean and slippered pantaloons. Pantaloons refers to people who are made fun of. So when in that stage, everybody start making fun of that person because that person is not able to hear properly, speak properly, or he or she may have lost their teeth. Okay, because at this stage you get a lot of impediments. Okay, your organ stops functioning or malfunctioning or under functioning. So therefore, he says at the sixth stage, people start making fun of you because your spectacles on nose means you have a problem with eyesight. Pouch on the side, his youthful hose well saved to the world too wide for his shrunk shank. So all his energy is shrunk. His youth has gone, and his big manly voice also turning again toward a childish treble. So, extreme old age, for example, when you're above 75 or above 80, many, if you have come across your own grandparents, you feel how, to what extent they find it difficult to talk and they stammer. Okay, pipes and the whistles in his sound. Whistles in his sound means he's talking about breathing problems. Okay, as one gets old, the immunity also diminishes, and they start wheezing. That is what he says, whistles in his sound, when they are finding it even difficult to speak itself. Last scene of all that ends this strange, eventful story is second childishness and mere oblivion, sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. So the last scene, he says, the last stage of man, he says, the child only, childishness. Initially, the man or human beings is born as a infant only, because in that stage, in the first stage also, that infant need to be taken care by somebody, that is the parents. And even in the last stage, means let's say if you have found anybody in their 90s or hundreds, you will get to know to what extent they are dependent on others. That is what the author tries to say. Turning again towards the childish trouble, even in the last stage. Last scene of all that ends this strange eventful story is second childishness. So what is second childishness is extreme old age. Because why he calls this a second childishness? Because even in this extreme old age, people are dependent on others. Just like how infant is dependent on others, even in extreme old age, that is second childishness, people are dependent about on others. And mere oblivion. Oblivion is nobody cares what human beings are doing, what human beings are doing. Sans teeth means without. Sans means without the teeth, without eyes, without taste, and without everything. So at this extreme old age, what happens? People will not have any urge to eat itself. First of all, they would have lost their teeth, they would have lost their eyesight, they would have lost taste also. Okay, they would have reached that state where even the tongue has started malfunctioning, and everything is lost to them. See, this you can see if you live in a joint family, or if you are well networked amongst your family members, you can see all these stages in your lifetime itself. How you can see how an infant is taken care by the parents, how a schoolboy is taken care by its parents, and how a lover, let's say now love marriages being common. Okay, so you would have even come across love stories within your own families. And then soldier means you would have termed somebody as angry young man, or angry woman, or an assertive individual. And next, a wise man, a middle-aged man. Middle-aged man means between 40 to 50. Then the sixth stage, you can say 60 to 70. Once That's why the retirement age is between 58 and 60. This is the sixth stage where people lose their body shape, and they have issues with their health. And the final stage, if you look into your grandparents who are above 80 or 90, will understand this better. So why this, though this Shakespeare has written this particular poem long back in the 16th century, why it is prescribed even in today's textbook is because of its relevance. See, though he has written in 16th century, even in the 21st century, it is relevant. We can make sense of it and we can experience it also. See, at least for you people, till here you can make sense. You can check for yourself whether it fitted you or not, as an infant, as a schoolboy, and as a lover, and also as soldier. Now you are in your early 20s, or you're reaching your early 20s, so you want to change the world, you have the intentions of changing the world or doing something new, so you have all these ambitions. Okay, so this is what Shakespeare's work is all about. His works are famous and he is popular because of universal appeal that he has in all his works.